Very nice meeting you, Mr. Assaad Razzouk, and we are meeting connected with our conference in Singapore, and our small dialogue will be presented there at a special panel where we are going to speak about investing in health, well-being, longevity, but investing sort of big and small in many meanings. Big in the sense investing in the big issues that are important, or investing in small, the issues that look like small but they are very essential for the health of people, or investing in a big way or smaller way, or investing in a big country or a smaller country, but investing in something which is definitely connected with clean climate, nature, our planet, and the most importantly, health and well-being and longevity of people. And you will be presented to our conference there, so I will not go talking about who you are. People know who you are, but you have a great experience in, especially connected to investing in clean climate. And for many years you were someone that was sort of not only pioneering but pushing the agenda of natural life and clean life. So what will be your ideas or suggestions, please?
Always very good to see you, President Sarkissian. It's a very, very big question, but I think ultimately my focus has been on looking at the world from the perspective of the climate agenda, as opposed to in any different way, because it's a threat multiplier across every possible thing we can think of, including, probably most importantly, our health and longevity, as well as the health of our cities and communities, for example. So you can take that big picture and then trickle down. And the investment implications are vast, because you're hosting a conference in Singapore. The Singapore Prime Minister announced, as an example, in 2019, that Singapore has to invest $100 billion in defending itself from the effects of climate change. And these are physical investments. So that's before investing in, before what you might incur to invest in, say, people or infrastructure. This is literally to lift your roads and build defense walls and improve things like your drainage system and your water resiliency while you take into account the impacts of climate change. So $100 billion. Now, obviously, most societies, most countries around the world cannot afford to invest $100 billion. So the investment question is big, but it's also small. So what does a community in a developing nation in Africa, what should it invest in when you look at the very same challenges? I'm not sure that's a direct answer to the question, but that's, I think, so the climate lens on investing provides you with a perspective where you start seeing climate as a threat multiplier, and then you look at the impact and you drive your investments from that. We have two principal tools to fight back against climate change, both of which do not require any new innovation or technology, and both of which are completely deployable today. The first one is we have got to do all we can to power the world with as close as possible to 100% renewable energy. So that would be investing in that and its principal derivative, which is electrification. So electrify everything. And then the second tool that we have is we have to fight back against deforestation. So these are the two biggest investment drivers, I would say, of that whole space over the next few decades. And then from electrify everything and fight back against deforestation, you can then define the subsectors in which you go in. So for example, on the, and by the way, to go back to your comment about the permafrost and what would happen if melting effectively releases all those viruses and the microbes, as you know, the impact is a huge possible release of a methane bomb, and these tools that I just mentioned, so 100% renewable energy and then fighting back deforestation, are really our best two levers to try for that not to happen. Now, in deforestation, it's a very, very big topic because that's a topic that encompasses agricultural practices, for example, around the world, and the enforcement of rules and regulation when it comes to people, say, burning tropical forests or rainforests for the purpose of planting palm oils or providing grazing land for say, cattle. But it also involves investing in new agriculture, which things like precision fermentation, for example, in the sense that the way we eat today is one of the most inefficient things that we do by far. If you just think about how much land and food the 30 billion chicken alive at any moment in time every day consume versus what you could save in terms of land and food that the chicken are consuming if you are creating, in effect, organically, through precision fermentation, chicken meat, which is a technology that we have today, the impact would be absolutely massive. I mean, you're talking about reclaiming an enormous amount of land, cutting back on a lot of the agriculture that you plant to feed the cattle, etc. I mean, I could go on for hours, but you can see how the subsectors under just these two macro solutions encompass a vast array of investment opportunities.